Tonight, we report on the retirement of a congressman representing Grant County and how some students are ready to compete on Saturday using robots. And what's happening in sports, Bob?
Local high school wrestlers are heading to regional tournaments this weekend. Stick around to find out where they will compete. Here's a look at our Weather Center forecast.
And coming up from the weather department, watching a big slug of water coming our way overnight tonight. Maybe some slick spots to wake up to, but temperatures mainly above freezing, so no big travel problems.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Doc Hastings is retiring from Congress at the end of the year. The 73-year-old Republican representative from the 4th District announced today he doesn't plan to run for an 11th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. After serving Central Washington for 2 decades, the representative stated he was retiring to spend more time with his family. Hastings has supported ongoing efforts for new water storage in the Yakima Basin, worked on fair trade agreements benefiting Washington State, and led efforts to open new markets for farmers. He is presently serving as the chairman of the House Committee on Natural Resources. The Camp Fire First Robotics team of Moses Lake have advanced to the Eastern Washington semifinals. First Robotics is a nonprofit organization that puts emphasis in students learning about science and technology. There are 3 Moses Lake teams: Robo Nerds, Robo Sparks, and Robo Storms, and 21 kids ages 9 through 14 are taking part. The semifinals take place on Saturday at Chief Moses Middle School and begin at noon. An Othello man was sentenced to 14 months in prison after passing by a pedestrian twice before hitting her with his car and dragging her. Saul Angeles Palmas, a 24-year-old man, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to assault in the 2nd degree and hit and run after the charges were lessened as part of a plea agreement. Prosecutor Angus Lee stated after reviewing the evidence it was likely the prosecutor wouldn't get a better outcome if Angeles Palmas faced a jury. Angeles Palmas passed a woman on Road 10 Southeast and was rejected when he offered her a ride. He turned his Oldsmobile around and struck her, throwing her over the hood. He tried a 2nd time, and she jumped out of the way and grabbed hold of the door. He dragged her as he drove in circles before she let go and ran to a nearby house. Grant County has to pay nearly $40,000 to fix a shower drain in a building that is less than 3 years old. The commissioners signed a $39,000 contract on Monday with Lango Construction to fix a 30-foot by 60-foot shower stall to improve drainage at the City View boarding home in Moses Lake. The 16-bed home is managed by Directions in Community Living, which is a Grant County program that helps people with disabilities. The roughly $1.5 million building is used for people with mental illnesses and developmental disabilities. Grant County Commissioner Richard Stevens said the repair project includes the contractor removing the existing tile, reshaping the concrete floor, and installing a new drain. Next up, we take a look at who is wanted by law enforcement.
Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the Department of Corrections asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m.
We'll be right back after this.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean...
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
Rice, beans, lettuce, tomato, and that is it.
I like nachos.
I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy chipotle sauce.
Hi, I'm Chuck DeMuerler, the new manager at Furniture West. Furniture West has been a part of the Moses Lake community for over 30 years. My team and I have expanded our inventory to meet our customers' needs. We have over 100 recliners in stock. We have a fantastic sleep center with dozens of mattress choices from the best brands in the business. Come see our great kids section with some of the most fun kids furniture you will find anywhere. We are your source for power reclining furniture. Check out our new selection today at 117 West Broadway Avenue in Moses Lake.
Well, hi there, everybody. I'm meteorologist Don Morelli with you overnight this Thursday night into Friday. Hope you enjoyed your Thursday. Our forecast is, of course, brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. We have a periods of heavy downpours for the next 36 to 48 hours, and just spotty in nature thereafter. But still, it's an unsettled pattern nonetheless that continues. Now, overnight tonight, through the first half of Friday, some precipitation moves in. Briefly as snow, freezing rain possibly, but then generally rain developing. So there could be some morning slick spots around the area. And it's generally the late night and early morning hours that we have some driving concerns, not only overnight tonight, but also overnight tomorrow night into our Saturday morning. But generally the rain is going to be the type of precipitation during the daylight hours because temperatures should be above freezing. In the meantime, looking back, temperatures way above freezing today, 45 degrees, normally 42, so not too bad of a day temperature-wise. And again, down in Moses Lake, we're looking at 46 and 31, the extreme. So again, the temperatures you can see are not really conducive for a heavy snow event. But with that said, with the dew points around 31, we can get down below freezing. And so we have to contend with maybe some brief freezing precipitation. You see it's 41 degrees with some clouds increasing as we speak from the southwest. And overnight tonight, not too bad the first half of the night, but look at, by morning hours, we're seeing some pretty good precipitation. So from 3 a.m. to about noon, have some precipitation moving on through the Columbia Basin. Then it sort of falls apart during the afternoon, and then another slug of more water comes in during the afternoon, especially on Saturday. And you notice we have to continue with maybe overnight, Saturday night, Sunday morning with some more frozen precipitation before it changes back to rain. So you get the picture what type of precipitation we're looking for. Now during the day on Friday, near 50 along coastal sections, so that's warm enough for rain there. Inland Northwest, even here we're looking for temperatures above freezing. So you really have to go way up, the snow level pretty high to get to the heavy, heavy snow amounts. As far as here in the Columbia Basin, maybe even a peak of 2 of the sun afternoon hours with the rain shadow effect occurring, again with those downslope winds, 45 to 50 degrees. So you can see we're not looking for much in the way of major travel problems, but from 3 a.m. to maybe 7, 8 a.m., we might have to contend with a little slippery spot here or there. So here we go, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday, we're looking for precipitation, tapering off the shower weather by Monday. So at least in the Monday, precipitation periods will develop. Temperatures in the morning below freezing, so again, that's the time to be concerned with any sort of slippery spots. Later in the work week, things dry out just a bit. Well, of course, sports is coming up next. Keep it here. We have everything for you just coming up next.
Build anything with the new Toyota Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know that Little Chiefs Childcare is expanding their Juniper Street location? This great new place across from Moses Lake Clinic is designed just for preschool and school-aged children. For over 8 years, Little Chiefs kids like me have found the love and attention every child needs to be healthy and happy. The grown-ups there have gone to college, so they know how to make sure kids from 1 month to 12 years old have a great place to learn and play. Come join our growing Little Chiefs tribe.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. Big Bend basketball split games on the road last night. The Lady Vikings took the floor first and had their 3-game win streak snapped with a lopsided 78-53 loss to Columbia Basin. Big Bend had 3 players score in double figures but shot poorly on the night, hitting just 29% of its field goals and was 22% from 3-point range. Jessica Sorensen and Aubrey Vale had 12 points each for Big Bend. The loss drops the Lady Vikings to 6-5 in the East Region standings. The second game of the evening was a real nail-biter. The back-and-forth battle had Big Bend up 48-46 at the half. The running Vikes continued to press the action and knocked off the league-leading Hawks 91-90, much to the dismay of the home crowd. Brendan Westendorf drained 31 points and Victor Aguero added 23 to lead the way for Big Bend. The win moves the running Vikes to 7-4 in the NWAC East Region standings and just one game back of the 8-4 league-leading Hawks. Big Bend is back in action Saturday afternoon when the team hosts the Walla Walla Warriors. The first game starts at 2 p.m. The Seattle Mariners outfielder Franklin Gutierrez has told the team he will not play this season because of a reoccurring illness. The Mariners said the 30-year-old Gutierrez won't be reporting to spring training after a relapse of the gastrointestinal problem that slowed him last season. Gutierrez told the team that he didn't think it was fair to come to spring training if he couldn't compete for a spot on the Major League club. The Mariners put the 2010 Gold Glove winner on the restricted list and took him off the 40-man roster. Justin Cobb scored 22 points, 15 in the second half and 7 in overtime as California held off Washington State's three-point barrage 80-76 last night. Cobb's three-point play put Cal up 69-67 with 26 seconds left in regulation before Devontae Lacey hit 2 free throws for the Cougars to send the game to overtime. Cobbs made 5 of 6 free throws in overtime and ended the game with a dunk at the buzzer. Devontae Lacey scored a career-high 39 points, including 8 three-pointers for Washington State. Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy High School wrestlers are heading to regional tournaments this weekend. The Chiefs will wrestle at 10 a.m. at Pasco High School. The Tigers will be at West Valley in Spokane Friday and Saturday, and the Jacks will wrestle at Freeman High School Saturday morning starting at 10 a.m. Well, be sure and tune in Saturday afternoon for iFIBER 1 Sports live broadcast of Big Bend basketball beginning at 2 p.m. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
At High Mountain Hunting Supply, we have a saying that guides us. If we won't use it in the field, we won't sell it in the store. We take that seriously. Every gun, every rod, every bow that we sell is a product you can feel confident will help you land the biggest fish or harvest the biggest game. Our experts will help you find the right product for your needs. Come see us at 12238 North Frontage Road in Moses Lake or 223 North Mission in Wenatchee. High Mountain Hunting Supply, your source for hunting and fishing.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about romance and how it can keep couples together. Just in time for Valentine's Day, here is Jeff Chu with the story.
Where can you find everlasting love this Valentine's Day? At the Moses Lake Senior Center's luncheon, of course. There we found 2 couples who have been in love and married for more than 60 years. Longtime Moses Lake residents Lilas and Willis Mitchell have been married for 66 years. She's 87 and he's 95. Lilas said she thinks the secret of long-lasting love is pretty simple.
Getting along and going together. We've done everything together. We went camping, went on vacations, we did everything together.
Willis agrees with his wife's wisdom.
Don't never run off and be gone for a week or 2 or something like that. So always stay close.
They met in a cafe where she worked in Odessa, northeast of Moses Lake.
I worked in a restaurant and he came to visit a fella he was in the service with. And he stayed there and worked. And we just met. He'd come in and I'd feed him.
They married 2 years later in 1947. She says they fell in love fast, however, and she still has deep feelings for her husband.
Probably the second or third time we went out, come in every day for lunch, Well, he's a kind person for one thing. hardly ever gets mad about anything. Or what else is there? Honesty, yes, yes, yes. Hard worker.
Lila shared advice for couples in love today.
Well, they don't give themselves a chance. Like some of them get married and they're married 2 or 3 years and they're off. And got a couple of kids by then probably. So you got to stick in there and you got to work at it. It's not all fun and play.
Dorothy Aldrich, who is 84, and her husband Harold, 83, were married 61 years ago and have been together since they were in college in Arkansas. She and Harold have simple plans for Valentine's Day.
Sure, he has to give me a kiss and a Valentine.
Dorothy recalled how she met and fell in love with Harold.
He happened to come sit by us Sunday with girls, and I got him. And he has to stay with me 20 more years at least.
Harold said it didn't take long for him to fall in love with Dorothy.
Oh, about first or second date. I was playing cards in the student union with a bunch of girls over here, and then I saw some over here, and I went over there, and I got her.
What's their secret for long-lasting love? Compromise.
I get to do what I want to do, and he gets to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, we split everything 50-50. She gets $50, I get 50 cents.
I'm Jeff Shue for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
6 years ago, my dad began having issues with headaches, sore throats, and constant fatigue. He tried treating the problem with over-the-counter medications and lots of caffeine. Finally, he talked to his doctor who confirmed our suspicions. Dad had sleep apnea. He didn't like the idea of using a CPAP, but after trying it one night, he was convinced. We found everything he needs for a much better quality of life at In-Home Medical.
Let's go back to where better ingredients, better pizza first began.
Road trip. Wow, 1984.
Let's celebrate.
Celebrate 30 years of Papa John's. Get a large one-topping pizza for just 30 cents when you buy any large pizza at regular menu price.
30-cent pizza. Now that's pretty cool.
This is what's cool.
No, that's just wrong. Stick to better ingredients.
Better pizza?
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Please.
In Northwest news, as the weather warms up, it can make for dangerous changes, from flash flooding to causing snow to become heavier as it melts. In Oregon, 2 injured skiers and their guides were rescued from an avalanche that left 2 people dead. Reporter Karen Zetkulak has details on how they were saved.
All-day snowmobilers, snowshoers, skiers, and crews and helicopters tried to reach 2 injured skiers atop an 8,000-foot ridge.
Very steep, very rocky. They're on a mountain and it's almost a straight slide off.
The group of 6 experienced backcountry skiers from Washington left with 2 guides for a multi-day trip, but on day 3 around noon, an avalanche hit, killing 1 guide and 1 client and injuring 2 others.
Some of them are friends. There were some that are related. In fact, one of the young guys that's down there, his mother is the most injured up there. So
3 other guides trekked in to help, and overnight Tuesday, 3 of the clients were able to make it out, while the injured and the guides spent the night in the snow near the scene of the avalanche.
they were up there with them. They got a shelter around them and blankets on them, and I think some of them have some medical or EMT or first responder training, and were able to treat them.
Search crews finally got to the group and worked for hours getting the injured to safety.
A divided federal appeals court has struck down California's concealed weapons rules, saying they violate the Second Amendment right to bear arms. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said today that California is wrong to require applicants to show good cause to receive a permit to carry a concealed weapon. The court ruled that all law-abiding citizens are entitled to carry concealed weapons outside the home for self-defense purposes. The Supreme Court ruled in 2008 that law-abiding citizens can keep handguns in the home for self-defense purposes, but didn't address whether that right extends outside the home. Every once in a while, When a criminal is extremely unlucky or dumb, it makes the news. In Utah, police say a burglar at a jewelry store walked away empty-handed and in handcuffs. It happened after he hit some roadblocks and wound up trapped inside the store. The whole thing was caught on surveillance camera. CNN reporter Don Hudson has the story for us.
A person tried to break in through one of our rental units that's attached to this building and crawl through the crawl space.
Tim Branscombe with Sierra West Jewelers says the thief immediately went to work, first breaking into a watch case. He quickly moved on to a glass case with gold fill and sterling silver pieces. Then his attempt at burglary ran into some unexpected problems.
He hit this case and tried to get into it, but the shatterproof glass wouldn't let him in. You can see where he hit right there.
And it was about to get worse. An alarm had been tripped when the thief first broke in.
We have 2 alarm systems and a lot of other things to protect the building.
The thief then tried to get out of the building he had just broken into. He tried desperately and aggressively to get out of the front door, but the bulletproof glass in the door wouldn't give. And police began arriving and surrounding the building to prevent any escape. But they couldn't get in, and the thief couldn't get out. So with police outside and the thief inside, he just laid on the floor, started smoking, and waited. When the manager of the store arrived and let police in, surveillance video captured the actual arrest of the suspect, and our exclusive video inside the store shows the damage that was left behind.
All he did was really make a mess and get arrested.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.